everyone, here I am going to talk about the important dates in the history of English literature. So I'm starting from age of Chaucer, 1350 to 1400. 1327, the reign of Edward III. 1338, beginning of 100 Years' War with France. 1348 to 1349, Black Death. 1377, reign of Richard II. Wycliffe and Lollards began Reformation in England. 1381, Peasants' Rebellion. 1399, deposition of Richard II. Henry IV chosen by the Parliament. 1340, birth of Chaucer. 1356, Mandeville Travels. 1359, Chaucer in French War. 1382, first complete Bible in English. 1400, death of Chaucer. So next is revival of learning from 1400 to 1550. 1413, Henry V. 1415, Battle of Agincourt. 1422, reign of Henry VI. 1453, end of 100 Years' War. 1455 to 1485, War of Roses. 1461, Edward IV. 1483, reign of Richard III. 1485, Henry VII. 1492, Columbus discovered America. 1509, Henry VIII. 1547, Edward VI. 1553, Mary. 1558, Elizabeth. 1470, Mallory's Mortity Arthur. 1474, Caxton prints first book in English. 1477, first book printed in England. 1509, Erasmus' Praise of Folly. 1516, Thomas More's Utopia. 1525, Tyndale's New Testament. 1557, Total's Miscellany. Age of Elizabeth from 1550 to 1620. 1558 to 1603, Age of Elizabeth. 1571, Rise of English Puritans. 1588, Defeat of Spanish Armada. 1603, James I. 1625, Death of James I and reign of Charles I. 1564, Birth of Shakespeare. 1576, First Theatre. 1579, Shepherd's Calendar by Spenser. 1590, Spenser's Fairy Queen. 1509 to 1595, Shakespeare's early plays. 1597 to 1625, Bacon's Essays. 1598, Ben Jonson's Everyman in His Humour. 1600 to 1607, Shakespeare's Tragedies. 1605, Bacon's Advancement of Learning. 1608, Birth of Milton. 1611, Translation of Bible, King James Version. 1616, Death of Shakespeare. 1642, End of Drama. 1626, Death of Bacon. 1622, first regular newspaper, The Weekly News. Puritan age from 1620 to 1660. 1625, reign of Charles I. 1642, Civil War begins. 1643, press censorship. 1649, execution of Charles I. 1649 to 1660, Commonwealth. 1653 to 1658, Cromwell. 1658, 1660, Richard Cromwell. 1660, restoration of Charles II. 1651, Thomas Hobbes' Leviathan. 1667, Paradise Lost by John Milton. 1674, death of Milton. 1678, Pilgrim's Progress, published in two parts, the first part in 1678 and second part in 1684. Age of Restoration, 1660 to 1700. 1665 to 1666, Plague and Fire of London and War with Holland. 1680, Rise of Whigs and Tories. 1685, James II, Monmouth Rebellion. 1688, William of Orange called to throne. 1660 to 1669, Pepys Diary. 1662, Royal Society founded. 1663, Butler's Hudibras. 1671, Paradise regained by Milton. 1681, Dryden's Absalom and Ashtabel. 1700, death of Dryden. 18th century literature from 1700 to 1800. 1689, Toleration Act. 1700, beginning of London clubs. 1702, Queen Anne. 1707, Union of England and Scotland. 1714, George I. 1721, Cabinet Government, Walpole first Prime Minister. 1727, George II. 1738, Rise of Methodism. 1746, Jacobite Rebellion. 1750 to 1757, Conquest of India. 1756, War with France. 1760, reign of George III. 1765, Stamp Act. 1695 press made free. 1702 first daily newspaper. 1704 Swift's Tale of Tub. 1709 The Tatler. 1711 The Spectator. 1712 Pope's Rape of the Lock. 1719 Robinson Crusoe. 1726 Gulliver's Travels by Jonathan Swift. 1740 Richardson's Pamela. 1742 Fielding Joseph Andrews. 1749 Fielding's Tom Jones. 1755 Johnson's Dictionary. 1764 Johnson's Literary Club. 1770 Goldsmith's Deserted Village. 1775 American Revolution. 1776 Declaration of Independence. 1786 Trial of Warren Hastings. 1789 to 1799 French Revolution. 1793 War with France. 1770 Goldsmith's Deserted Village poem. 1790 Burke's French Revolution. 1791 Boswell's Life of Johnson. Age of Romanticism from 1800 to 1850. 1760 to 1820 George III. 1800 Union of Great Britain and Ireland. 1802 Colonization of Australia. 1805 Battle of Trafalgar. 1807 Abolition of slave trade. 1815 Battle of Waterloo. 1820 Reign of George IV. 1829 Catholic Emancipation Bill. 1832 Reform Bill. 1833 Emancipation of Slaves. 1837 Queen Victoria. 1770 to 1850 Wordsworth. 1798 Lyrical Ballads. 1817 Coleridge's Biographia Literaria. 1821 De Quincey's Confessions. Victorian Age from 1850 to 1900. 1854 Crimean War. 1857 Indian Mutiny. 1901 Reign of Edward VII. 1833 Browning's Pauline. 1837 Carroll's French Revolution. 1859 Darwin's Origin of Species. 1892 Death of Tennyson. 1865 to 1888 Arnold's Essay in Criticism. 20th Century Literature. 1901 Queen Victoria dies at the age of 63. 1903 First airplane flies. 1914 World War First breaks out. 1918 World War First ends. 1922 The Wasteland by T.S. Eliot. 1929 Great Depression. 1939 World War Second breaks out. 1945 World War Second ends. 1955 Vietnam War. 1953 Waiting for Godot by Samuel Beckett. 1958 Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. 1956 Look Back in Anger by John Osborne. 1954 Lord of the Flies by William Golding. 1945 Animal Farm by George Orwell. 1962 The Golden Notebook by Doris Lessing. 1988 The Satanic Verses by Salman Rushdie. 1997 The God of Small Things by Arundhati Roy. And here this ends.